Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Thursday night live stream. My name's Jason. This is just Jason Keto. Hopefully, you're all doing well tonight. I don't know if my lights behind me are going to work. Yeah, looks like it. Hopefully, everyone's doing well. If you can let me know if you can hear me, and I think you can see me, but just let me know that the audio is working. That would be appreciated. Yeah, Thursday night again. We missed last week. It's just busy with work kind of thing. We may get back to it every second week kind of schedule for the summer. Things do get pretty busy for me quite often, so we'll see how it goes. If we can live stream every Thursday, if not, it'd be at least every other Thursday kind of thing. So let's see who was here. We had Brenda first in the house earlier before the stream started. Michael was here. Good to see you. Lynn is here. Rick from Twin Brook Acres is in the house. Ruby is here. Thanks for everyone that's coming over from Tuber Chat. Appreciate you checking in. I know Kevin's still live until 8 o'clock, but he's going to send whoever's left over after that. So we'll welcome them when they come over. Jaden's here. It's good to see you, Jaden. And Philbeck's here. Thank you for coming in. Josephine Beefwoman is in the house. Scratching Pete is here. Thanks for coming, Pete. Dr. John Smith is here, member for 12 months. Wow, already a year. Thanks for that. Really appreciate that for sure. Definitely appreciated. Not necessary by all means. Like, memberships are there, and I do feel like I don't really offer a ton for the members, but I do thank any of the support that you give the channel. It all definitely helps, that's for sure. So everyone's saying hi to each other. So hopefully everyone's having a good week so far. The weather has started warming up here finally, so it's definitely nice to get some warmer weather, but it's been raining pretty much every day lately, so I guess that's what they say, though, April showers, right? So can't really complain too much. At least it's not snow. Sharon Roll Billiard, thank you for stopping by, and welcome to the live stream. Most time when we're live streaming here, it's just hang out, talk about keto, talk about YouTube, talk about anything anyone wants to talk about kind of thing. We're pretty laid back here, just hanging out. You know, I do have this puzzle thing here that we haven't worked on for a while. I don't know. You can see that's just like a wooden puzzle kind of deal. We'll get back to that at some point. Been dealing with it's nothing serious, but I have a condition in one of my eyes that's makes it a little, it's not painful or anything. It's just a little annoying to try and focus on small things for any length of time. So haven't forgotten about the puzzle. We'll get back to it at some point, but for now, we'll just have to listen to me and watch me talk for an hour every couple of weeks. Hopefully we don't get too bored. Dr. John Smith gifting a membership. Thank you for doing that. I see Josephine Beefwoman picked that up. So that's awesome. Good to see everyone. Time for me to get back to work and listen to the stream in background. Thanks for coming in, John. Definitely appreciate it. Kristen is here. It's good to see you, Kristen. Thanks for coming by. Like I say, hopefully everyone's doing well on this Thursday night. I actually have the day off work tomorrow, so going to have to get into creator mode and get some work done. It's those days off from work that I wind up trying to get ahead of things with videos. I wind up getting 2 or 3 weeks ahead, and then by the time those 2 or 3 weeks are up, I'm scrambling to get new videos out, and I don't know. I just don't enjoy the feeling of it being Thursday night and I don't have a video ready for my Friday night premiere. So like I say, I've been trying to work on getting at least like one day off work every couple of weeks to focus on making more content for the YouTube channel. And I've been trying to, you may have noticed I've been trying to put out more shorts that are related to the weekly videos kind of thing. I even put out a short last night that is sort of a preview of the video that's coming out tomorrow night, which is something I don't think I've ever done. It didn't really get any traction on shorts, but it wasn't really a lot of time that I had to put into making that video. I'm just getting more used to, like, while I'm making my recipe videos, at certain points in time, I'm just taking some vertical video with my phone that I can use as little snippets for, putting out little pieces before or after the video is released kind of thing, just to get some more interest in it. I did have, like, we did the spanakopita de chaffles there last week, and I put out a short about that afterwards, and it wound up doing relatively well. I wound up with 1,600, 1,700 views or something on that chat, which ultimately is not that many, but for me lately it's quite a few. So I'm trying to put out shorts without having to spend a ton of time on them. I have found that at least for me, the more time you put into it, the less they get watched for some reason. So, but anytime you do like spontaneous kind of shorts videos, they seem to get a lot more views. So sorry I'm late. I was engrossed in the commercial for dryer sheets before. That's hilarious. Oh man. Everyone's saying hi to Matt and Mouse. Joanne Hines here. It's good to see you. Checking in from Port Alberni, BC. That's awesome. Another fellow Canadian. Matt and Mouse who are in the chat there in BC as well. We were out in BC for a few days in last October. Really nice out there for sure. We were blessed with some pretty good weather when we were out there. Everyone's saying hi to each other. So yeah, so tomorrow's video, or for the week kind of thing, is set for 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern, I guess it is. And it is lemon ricotta chaffles with a sweet lemon glaze that I put on them. So if you didn't see the short, or if it didn't come across, I did release the short with the final, just a view of the final product, but then the actual recipe video will come out tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just wondering if we can, just trying to think of, we might be able to spin our wheel tonight too, to find out what's next on the Willet Chaffle series, because that the last video we did was last week. We did a video about spanakopita. We made that into chaffles using spinach as the Willet Chaffle ingredient, and that was a suggestion by Lynn, also known as 22QCat. That one turned out really well. I was happy, and it tasted really good. So yeah, so maybe we'll spin the wheel again tonight. So if you have any, if you don't know what the wheel's about, I have a series of videos that we do the, what was I going to say? I take suggestions from viewers for odd sort of ingredients that we can make into chaffles, like stuff that you wouldn't normally put into chaffles. What do we got on there right now? Got anchovies, feta cheese, and hard salami, sardines, strawberry jam and jalapeno, and blueberry and banana peppers. So that's what's on the wheel right now. So if you have any suggestions in the chat, drop a comment, and we can add you to the wheel, and then that way, if it wants the wheel, and everybody's sort of suggestion will get picked eventually. It's just sort of we're doing one at a time. So yeah, drop a comment if you want, if there's an ingredient you want to see me try to make into chaffles. So we'll remove that for a bit. So yeah, we'll spin that a little while. Yeah, glaze on the chaffles was really good. It was, I don't make a ton of sweet chaffles, but it was definitely, if you have a sweet tooth, it's something you might want to try. But even without the glaze, the lemon ricotta chaffles were really tasty. Yeah, thanks for watching that short. Love to see some more dairy-free waffle ideas. Yeah, we can definitely put that on the notes. I've got a whiteboard on the other side of the wall here with ideas on it. So let me write that down, see what we can come up with as far as dairy-free. So we're basically looking at sort of low-carb waffles that don't have dairy in them. So, which I'm sure we can come up with a few ideas for that. So thank you for the suggestion, Days Like Pearls. Can we add more bacon-related ingredients to the wheel? Well, I'm sure we could. Just let me know what you want to add, and I'll add it to the wheel. Henry's in house. Thank you for coming in. Coffee Walks and Whatever is here as well. Thank you for coming by. Some more fellow Canadians. It's always good to see more Canadians in the chat. Goodie for my son. He loves lemon cheesecake. I didn't get him make his first birthday. Yep. Yeah, for sure. It's got and I used, well, you'll see tomorrow. It uses like fresh lemon juice and zest, and then just some Swerve sweetener to sweeten them up. As far as my recipe videos go, it's got more ingredients than you would usually see in one of my recipe videos. But it was inspired by a video I saw from some friends of mine over at another channel, where they made lemon ricotta cookies. So I took it as inspiration and, turned it into chaffles. And it was definitely something I'd like to try again. And, just to show you how good they did wind up, is that my wife actually ate one of them, and she's never really that interested in the chaffles that I make, but she really enjoyed it. So, and she's not keto, so thumbs up there. Fresh ground salmon. Yeah, that could be another ingredient for sure. Finding good quality salmon here it's not impossible, obviously. But most of the time we wind up getting it from a can, but next time I get a piece of salmon to barbecue, I'll definitely save some and turn that into a chaffle for sure. Everyone's saying hi to each other. I think I saw Jeremy. Did Jeremy come in? Did I miss Jeremy come in? See people saying hi to him, but oh yeah, there's Jeremy. Thanks for coming in. Rick is still here. Cruising on the high seas and travel. Thanks for coming by. I just don't want to miss anyone here, miss any comments. P&J's Homestead Adventures in the house. Thanks for coming by. Not too late. We're just getting caught up and talking about coming up with some new ingredients for the Willet Chaffle Wheel. So here, Siegfried, good to see you. I can't remember if you were from John's community, but yeah, thanks for coming in. Frankfurt, Germany. Oh yeah, and you were at Kendra's live stream the one night too, so that I do remember seeing you there. Thank you for that. Everyone's saying hi. Don't want to miss anybody. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Cruising on the high season travel. Really appreciate it. Willet Chaffle suggestion: instant coffee or chai tea. Yep, we could do that. I have done a espresso chaffle before. It really worked out quite well. But we can definitely put instant coffee or chai. And if I could spell. Okay, so that's on the wheel too. Yeah, so I've done an espresso like with the actual, I think it was I can't remember if it was a chocolate espresso chaffle that I did. And then I did what's the other kind of tea? Oh, I can't even remember, like the green tea. I can't even remember. It's got a specific name. I can't remember what that tea was, but I made chaffles out of that as well. So finding wild caught salmon is getting difficult to find even here in New Hampshire. Might have to go to a fish market or the docks. Yeah, it's definitely hard to find good quality seafood all the time. Yeah, that's it. Matcha tea. I've made chaffles with that before as well. But I always like getting new sort of suggestions for ingredients like this. And Dr. John has done this many times. We've emailed back and forth, and he sent me different recipe ideas. And, one of the most watched videos recently on the channel was one of his. So definitely some good ideas coming from the community. That's for sure. My first time in live stream Yep, Consume the Goodness. Yeah, I remember from that. I think we were doing a trivia night when I met you there. I Sam what I Sam. Thanks for coming in. Matt's plus wanting the chai tea. Look at this. Now I got to go buy more ingredients. But it's all fun. Thank you for sharing that, Paula. Yeah, the lemon ricotta chaffles will premiere tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I think Kendra from Consume the Goodness has 2 premieres coming up. She's doing one at 7 p.m. and then one at 7:30 p.m. And after that 7:30 p.m. Premiere, she's going to raid into my premiere at 8 p.m. So hopefully everyone can hang out with us for an hour and a half kind of thing. Just catch up on the chat here. Another thumbs up for chai tea. Yeah, it was matcha tea. That was a really good one, actually. Something with low carb veg like cabbage or broccoli that's dairy free. That would be interesting. Yeah. Why don't we put that on the wheel? We can just put on low carb veg dairy free waffle. All right, so that's on the wheel too. Yeah, everyone here could remember what matcha tea was before I could. Yep, trivia night at Kendra's was it. Might there be a recipe collaboration next month? Yeah, I'll talk to Kendra about that. See if we can. She's got, with her sort of some of the health issues she's dealing with, it's a little bit difficult for her to make videos right now. I'll reach out to her though, see if we start working on it now, if she'd be able to put something together. I know she wants to try and make the next one we do. She wanted to make my onion ring chaffles as part of the collab. So yeah, I'd definitely like to get back into doing that. But I do understand, life gets busy, and we all have the way we have to deal with YouTube kind of thing. I'm the same for the last few months. Every time the first Wednesday of the month comes up, I'm like, oh crap, we forgot to do it again. Thank you for the share. I really appreciate it. And Paula is sharing that cocoa espresso chaffles. Thank you for that. Yeah, that one was pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised with how that turned out. So espresso seemed to be a good chaffle recipe because it's a nice, it's a really finely ground coffee, obviously, and it mixed in with the chaffle batter quite well. So cool. So everyone is saying hi. Paul is saying hi to Michael. Yeah. So thanks for joining me tonight, everyone. It's should really, I guess, at some point come up with an actual sort of discussion topic for these live streams, but most of the time we just wind up having lots to talk about without having a specific topic that we need to get talked about, kind of thing. There's been lots of, I guess, lots of things that go on in the health and wellness space, and a lot of creators will sort of focus on trendy topics that are going on at any given time, but I'm not really that kind of creator. You know, like I like to try and stick with the recipes, you know, and then any random kind of stuff I can do. I don't like to try and follow trends, especially if they have to do with anything government related or mandates coming out and stuff like that. I don't like to get involved in any of that stuff. You know, I do have my opinions about it, but I don't think that that's why you guys are here. You know, you don't need to hear me talk about things that, so, you know, ultimately, and this is one thing I want to do a video about, just to get this out to everybody. The recipe videos that I put on this channel, which are, you know, 99.9% chaffle recipes, these are put out there, and I sort of structure them in a way that I want you guys to take this recipe and change it and make it your own, and, you know, replace things and add things and subtract things. 9 times out of 10, when I make a recipe video, it's just, you know, I'll be at work doing something, thinking about, you know, hey, what could I make a chaffle recipe about? And then some ingredient will come to mind. I'll be like, okay, well, maybe I can make that work if I add this and that, you know. And then quite often I'll add, you know, like myself, I like spicy things, so I'll add hot sauce or peppers. You know, olives are a great addition to anything chaffle related that's savory. Cream cheese, stuff like that. You know, there's certain ingredients that I like to add to my chaffles. But when it comes right down to it, I'm just trying to put something out there that all of you can watch if you want to. And like I say, just make it your own. You know, you don't like spicy chaffles? Well, most of what I try to put together isn't sort of, doesn't depend on certain ingredients. It's more just, hey, I'm making this, but I'd like it to be spicy, if you know what I mean. So in that case, it's one of those things where you don't like spicy chaffles or spicy foods of any kind, just leave it out. I'm just trying to give you a good base of what you can make for your chaffles, because I do think that they're really versatile, and you can come up with so many different things. Like, obviously, it's not a, you know, just, okay, well, there might be 10 or 15 different things you can do. I've got, you know, I haven't counted them in quite a while, but the last time I counted my chaffle recipes, I was over, like, we had over 110 different chaffle recipes here. A lot of them are somewhat similar, just adding and subtracting certain ingredients, but, you know, overall, they're all different. So that tells you that sort of the options when it comes to chaffles is basically unlimited. So thank you for sharing that, Paula. Yes, I do have a second YouTube channel. I haven't done much on it yet. It does have a few videos on it. This will be where things like my I try and get some video of hummingbirds every summer. We do have quite a few hummingbirds that come around and feed in our yard. So that's where those kind of videos will land, is on my other channel. It's basically just a catch-all for anything that doesn't have to do with, you know, keto and proper human diet kind of stuff. So Brian's here. Thanks for coming by, Brian. Another fellow ketogenic woman community member. It's good to see you. High Plains campers in the house. Thanks for coming in. Parmesan cheese for crispy chaffles was a great idea. Still my favorite way to make them. Yep, definitely a great addition to chaffles, because that's the one thing with chaffles, is that they can get pretty soft and all that. So the being able to make them crispy like crackers is really good. Henry's saying breadstick with cheese and marinara. That would be interesting. I'll have to look at that. I don't know if everyone saw the video I did with the new the Chaffle iron here. And I don't know if it's used this way, but I don't know if I can be able to show this easily. So if you look at the plates at the bottom here, off to the side, I have to get the other side here. So if you see this trough off here to this side, that is technically so that if you put too much batter into the bottom of the waffle iron, it spills out into this trough. But I've seen people use this to make actual breadsticks kind of shape for waffles and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe I could make some chaffles that are shaped like breadsticks, and then melt some cheese on top of them, or maybe with some garlic butter and some low carb marinara sauce. So let's put that on the wheel too. Breadstick. And that was Henry that suggested that. Oh yeah, got lots of things going on the wheel here tonight. New Times, New Beginnings is here. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, crispy chaffles are the way to go, definitely. Besides chaffles, may I ask what your go-to weeknight dinner is? Here's the secret. I don't eat chaffles very often. It's sort of a treat thing. A lot of times during the summer, I'll make chaffles to go with burgers and stuff like that. But most of the chaffles that I make are for recipes kind of thing. So I don't eat them a lot. My go-to meals tonight, for example, like on live stream nights, as I usually only get home from work anywhere between 4:30, 5:30, something like that. And then the live stream is at 7:30. So typically me and my wife just do our own thing for supper on the Thursday nights. So tonight I just took basically, it's like 3/4 pound of ground beef that I have pre-cooked. I just keep ground beef in the fridge that I've pre-cooked. So I warm that up, and then I added 7 eggs to it. So just beating them up, warm up the ground beef, pour the eggs on. Basically, I make a frittata out of that. So just cook the bottom of the eggs and then throw the whole pan in the oven under the broiler. Wait for the eggs to cook and then throw some mozzarella cheese on top, and then that's it basically. So that's a 1-pan, 1-plate meal. Because on days like today, it winds up being that I have one meal for the whole day. So that covers me off. A lot of times I have just, hamburger patties. So like 1/4 pound hamburger patties, I'll make up like 4 of those, and then also fry up 4 eggs, put that on top of the hamburger patties, usually cheese on it too. So that's a lot of sort of my go-to type meals. We have chicken wings and chicken thighs, and I have some vegetables, and I have salads sometimes too, but it's mostly just protein. We do fish once or twice a week kind of thing. For the frittatas, I'm sure I've got at least one frittata video on the channel if you want to sort of see how it's made. They're super simple kind of things. So yeah, so that's basically it. The fact is that my diet is super boring, because that's just the easiest way for me to sort of try and keep on track. Kendra's here. your ears must have been ringing there, Kendra. We were talking about you. Hope you're doing okay. Like I was saying earlier, Kendra will have 2 premieres tomorrow night, Friday night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then another one at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully you can join us for those. And then she's going to raid into my premiere at 8 o'clock. So yeah, we'd love setting up raid parades for sure. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here, Henry. Yeah, there's the review of the 4 waffle iron, whatever you call it. Carol, solo cruising and more chat. Moving slowly back into keto. What does the term dirty keto mean? I guess you know, dirty keto is sort of not necessarily worrying so much about the ingredients that you're consuming, kind of thing, and only worrying sort of about net carbs and not being too hung up on like things like total carbs. So like if you don't know, calculating your carbohydrate intake, technically speaking, and this is sort of, a lot of people will say this is nonsense, but dirty keto will take sort of the total carbs that is in a product. So if there, let's say there's, 5 grams of carbs in a serving of something, but if it's got fiber in it or sugar alcohols, like any kind of sugar alcohols, you can subtract the fiber from the total grams. So if it's 5 grams total, but then it has 3 grams of fiber in it, you could subtract that, and then your net grams for the day or for that serving would be 2. So a lot of people will basically work on a calculation of trying to stick to 20 to 30 grams of net carbs per day. Ultimately, I find that most people sort of gravitate to trying to follow total carbs for the day, because it's, you find yourself cheating and trying to say, oh, well, I could have all of this, and if I subtract the fiber and all that, it's a slippery slope. But I think the dirty keto part of it comes more from not focusing on the quality of the ingredients that you're consuming. For instance, regular mayonnaise, like Hellmann's mayonnaise, is technically keto. There's no carbs to speak of in it. The problem with it is that it is even the ones that say avocado oil on them, they are basically 100% seed oils. So they're going to be made with canola oil or some other inferior ingredient, right? So that's the way that I started keto. I didn't worry about that stuff when I started. Now I either make my own mayonnaise, which is really easy, or I'll buy Chosen Foods mayonnaise, which is made with avocado oil. It's expensive, but that's the difference between clean keto and dirty keto. Usually turns out into being, the quality of the ingredients. So I think that's basically what you're looking at. So hope that sort of answered your question. Hopefully you can get back into it. Paula, right below you here, she's proof that all you have to do is stay consistent, take it slow, make small changes, and big things will happen. Paula is my inspiration. She's done it all without having to make huge changes in her life. So yeah, Paula is the moderator extraordinaire tonight for sure. Feral Grandma's here. Thank you for coming by. Kendra's saying hello to everybody. Yep, frittatas are the way to go, and you can do a whole bunch of things with it too. You can put pepperoni and mushrooms and stuff on top of it, make it into a pizza frittata, stuff like that. So I could have live streamed cooking on the grill, but with a good preheat, it goes so fast that there's not much point. Yeah, true. I'm going to try and get the one thing I've never gotten into. You know, I like grilling and all that, and I've never taken it to the next level and gotten any cast iron, which is one thing I want to do this year, is get a good cast iron pan. And then I'm looking at getting a griddle insert for my barbecue, so I can try doing that too. So all in due time, I guess. I have to do another video about my barbecue soon. I try and do a new video about that each year, kind of thing, because it's, you know, grills are a fairly popular thing to do videos about. You know, they seem to get a lot of search happens on them every spring. So this year I'm going to make a video about how to pull it apart and deep clean everything, and, you know, which I do every spring. You know, I use my barbecue, or my grill, I shouldn't say barbecue. I use my grill all year round. It's a 12-month a year activity for me. Even if there's 3 feet of snow on the deck, I'll shovel it out of the way and go out and fire up the grill. So, but in the spring, I like to take the whole thing apart, take all the burners out of it, and clean every individual part, and then I power wash the whole chassis of the grill. And I've had it for 4 years now, and doing that, keeping up on the maintenance, and it's, you know, it's still basically almost like it was when it was brand new. So I definitely think it's worth it. So Tuber Chat raid, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate everyone coming by that's checking out the live stream. Jesse's here. Andy's here. Thank you for coming by. Got a lot of creators here. So if you want to share your channel, just type #Thrive in the chat, and Nightbot will share your channel for you. All is here. Thank you for coming in. Just want to make sure we say hi to everyone. Kevin's saying hi to everyone all at once. Yeah, and if you're a creator and you haven't connected with Tuber Chat yet, you definitely should. It's a great place to meet other creators and, you know, network with lots of different people. So just want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Everyone's just saying hi to each other. I'm not usually this far behind on the chat. High Plains Camper is still here. It's good to see you. There's another channel that got monetized. Hopefully you're getting closer, or, you know, things are going well to get you closer to your full monetization. Yep, homemade mayo is the way to go. It can be a bit of work, but the nice thing is that you can, again, it's one of those things where you can just make a plain mayonnaise. You know, if that's all you really want, you can make a pickle mayonnaise, you know, just use some pickle juice in it. You can make spicy mayonnaise. You can, there's lots of different things. And here's a little hint, you know, we're talking about mayonnaise. If you want to make something like Miracle Whip, which is, I guess, a salad dressing, basically all I have to do is take your mayonnaise recipe and add some low carb sweetener to it. And then all of a sudden you've got Miracle Whip. That's the only difference it is. So I do like making it, the convenience of being able to buy something pre-made, is it probably more expensive than it needs to be? Yes, but I do buy it quite often. So ultimately, I'm just lazy. Well, thanks for checking in with us, even though you're not at home, Kendra. I do appreciate it for sure. Having a great week so far, that's for sure. Everyone's saying hi to Kevin. Yep, deep clean the grill before the season. Yeah, I did last year. I did the deep clean, and then I did my sort of, is it still worth it after 3 years video? So I put out that video sort of almost this time last year, and speaking to the creators that I like to share my experience with. As an example, that Weber grill video today, even though I did it last year, today it's my most watched video every day. So it basically gets anywhere from 100 to 150 views a day this year, and I made it last spring. But it's been in my top 10 basically all year. So that's the power of making searchable content, right? So that's why this year I want to make, how to deep clean your Weber grill. That's because I know that it'll turn into a searchable piece of content, right? Everyone's dropping their link. High Plains Camper, 500 hours to go. That's awesome. What is my favorite chaffle so far? Oh, geez. It's so hard to say, Paula. I don't. They all seem to be they all seem to do or, be really good. I do think that one of my favorites was the onion ring chaffles. They were definitely fun to make, and they taste really good as well. Again, anything with cream cheese in it, some of the newer sort of peanut butter chocolate chip chaffles that I've made, I really enjoy those. So, it's so hard to pick one. Use Vegenaise. Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried it, but yeah. But yeah, you're not keto, so, but that's fine. Like I say, it's, most mayonnaise that you buy off the shelf is technically keto because it's low carb. It's just that the ingredients are not all that great. So Kendra saying she'll run your channel for you. That's awesome. Blonde Traveling Gypsies in the house. Thank you for coming over. I'm assuming you came over from Tuber Chat. Thank you for being here. Mary Hubbard's here. Thank you for coming in. Videos are hard to run. They're so good at, I ended up watching them. Oh, yeah. So that one that Paula just shared there, that's the first Weber video that I did when I sort of first bought that grill 4 years ago now. I made a unboxing and assembly video, and like Paul is saying there, it's sitting at 33,000 views now. It's it's another one of those videos that just gets lots of views all the time. Fact is, I don't like the video. I was no good at what I was doing. Like I didn't know what I was doing back then. If I had the chance, I would so do it over again. I think I could do a much better job of the video, but it's one of those things where it's got 33,000 views. I can't just take it down, right? So it is what it is. I only get maybe one nasty comment about it every year. People say what kind of a crappy video it is, but just give it a heart and move on, right? Yeah, the onion ring chaffle video. I might be a little bit biased, but the other thing about it is that that was the video that took the channel from struggling to get monetized to fully monetized in about 2 weeks. So it it definitely changed things. Let's just put it that way. Here's a support channel, but I show other YouTubers. That's awesome. Thank you for that. That hashtag Thrive, Brian, is basically just a command that will tell Nightbot to drop a link to your YouTube channel if you have one. That's all that is. So Mr. Dustin is in the house. Good to see you, Dustin. Thanks for stopping by. I guess we're getting closer to the end of the stream here. So why don't we go over and we'll spin our wheel and find out what the next recipe or what next sort of ingredients we'll have for the Willet Chaffle series. So let's give this a spin, see what happens. Oh, blueberry and banana peppers. Nice. Yeah. That one shall be interesting. Good thing is I should be able to get fresh blueberries soon. So yeah, that one actually, see, to me personally, I don't see that as being a bad ingredient combination. This is something that I'd come up with to do myself. So I'm excited to do that. So, but that'll be the next video in the series. Least favorite chaffle seaweed so far. Wasn't horrible, but it was not something I'd do again. At least not by itself. And this was only a few weeks ago that we did the seaweed chaffles. It would probably go better with some other ingredients along with it. So, let's see here. Spin, spin, spin. Yep. Have I ever tried deviled egg chaffle? I don't know what I would look like, but I just popped into my head. That would be interesting, Dustin. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure how you would make that, like, unless you made like the deviled egg filling on top of chaffles, or maybe make some see, the way I would interpret that kind of thing is I would make some like crispy basic chaffles, like mozzarella cheese with the Parmesan cheese. And then I would sort of cut sticks out of that, and then take some of like the egg yolk and mayo mixture, like you would usually find in the deviled egg. And then I would spread that on the crispy waffle stick. Make that a recipe. That's sort of the way things roll around in my head when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, that's an interesting thought for sure, Dustin. Sweet and spicy coming up. Yeah. Love my sweet and spicy stuff for sure. Yeah. Thanks for everyone coming in tonight. Give the live chat a thumbs up before you go, kind of thing. It does help the channel for sure. Yeah. So banana peppers. Yeah. So banana peppers, not super spicy, but we will definitely be adding some spice to it one way or the other. Yeah. Dustin's the idea man for sure. Make sure we don't miss. Ever made a brownie chaffle? I don't think so, Kendra, but that's another one that might be an idea. Maybe cheese on the bottom, sunny side up egg on top, and put the other stuff on top of that. Yep, that sounds good too. Brownie chaffle topped with ice cream. Oh, man, that does sound good too, doesn't it? Closest I've ever come into that is I made, what did I make? I can't remember what I made. I did make a sort of chocolate chip chaffle ice cream sandwich at one point. So I just made 2 chocolate chip chaffles, and then I got some low carb ice cream, and then I just cut a disc of that out. It was the same size as the chaffles, and then I put that between 2 chaffles and ate it like that. It's the only chaffle recipes I've made that had ice cream with it, but yeah, that does sound good. Kendra's got this sweet tooth going. If you like sweet stuff, tomorrow's video will definitely be the one. it was sweet overload kind of thing, probably a lot sweeter than it needed to be, but we don't do sweet chaffles very often, so I figured I might as well go all out. So does sound good. Chocolate chip with almond extract for chocolate covered cherry flavor. That would be good too. Now I need to have some ice cream. Yeah. What supplements are good when going clean keto? It's sort of one of those things that is a lot based on personal requirements. I do some sort of electrolyte, like I'm affiliate with this company, Salter. So they have an electrolyte mix. So this gives you your sodium, magnesium, and potassium kind of thing. There's different ones, like you can go with Element, which is, good company. Some of their products do have maltodextrin in them. This one is a raw flavored one, which doesn't. It's only their flavored ones that do. So that's another one. So electrolytes are really important. I take a magnesium supplement every night before bed, or a while before bed kind of thing. I take vitamin C, D3 with K2. It's one of those things. It depends on who you talk to. I'm not a doctor for sure. It's one of those things where you're almost, if you can and you can afford it, it's almost a good idea to get a blood test done that measures your metabolic markers kind of thing, and then it can find your levels of like iron and all of your nutrient levels. That way you can sort of take the supplements that you might need. But like I say, electrolytes are number one, because if you're going keto and you're not getting your electrolytes in, you can definitely stop or start feeling really crappy. So if you want a lot of good information on that, let me get a link for you here for a channel that I want you to check out if you're just getting back into it kind of thing. This will be the channel that you'll want to follow if you're have any questions. There's lots of good information over on Dr. Barry's channel here. So if you go out, check out Ken D. Berry. He's got all the answers that I would not even be able to start giving you. If I ever get married, I want Jason to be at the reception at the Chaffle Bar. That's funny. I have heard people say we should have chaffle bars on like the low carb cruise and stuff like that. That would be interesting. Nair's asking what a chaffle is. A chaffle is basically a waffle. So it looks just like a waffle. Most of us use little 4-inch waffle irons. So this is sort of the original Dash Mini waffle iron here. So it's just a little 4-inch waffle iron. There's been a million of these things sold. One of these days, Dash is going to sponsor me. Dash, can you hear me? But instead of using flour and egg and stuff like that, a chaffle uses the basic chaffle is 2 ingredients. It's cheese, so like shredded mozzarella cheese, and eggs, and that's it. So it's a cheese waffle. That's where chaffle comes from. So that's what that is. And it's been something like it's been a thing for quite a while. You know, I'm not the first channel to sort of focus on chaffles. There's been other channels before me. So, but it's one of those things where people seem to enjoy my chaffle recipes. So, you know, we just keep coming up with new ones every week. Yeah, there's a link to tomorrow's premiere. Hopefully you can all join me with that. And remember to come hang out at Kendra's premiere starting at 7 o'clock first, because we'll do her first 2 premieres, and then we'll go over and check out my video for the week. Just to warn everyone, it's a little bit longer than normal, but you know, the recipe is a little bit more involved than normal. So Nora's here. Thanks for coming in, Nora. Appreciate it. I know, right, Kendra? I keep tagging them, and but again, I don't even know if Dash sponsors anybody. So it may not, and probably not just me, but yeah, I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to find any channel out there that has more videos that feature Dash products. Because not only do I use their waffle irons in almost every video, I try and buy all their new appliances and review them. So, oh well, all we can do is hope. I was thinking about you, Kendra, because I got a email from a exercise equipment company asking if I want to do a collab. And they were asking me where I was, kind of thing, to see what they could send me. But it's one of those things, it's weird. You get an email, it seemed legit, and it's not like I gave them any information, but I responded to them, and then I responded to them again and never heard back from them again. So we'll see if that one happens. You know, an actual company that I'd be willing to work with. It looks like they've got some good products, but I haven't heard from them again. So we'll see what happens. See you tomorrow. Thanks for coming by. Yep. Come hang out with us for a little while tomorrow if you can, for sure. I keep tagging Kubota in hopes of an excavator being delivered. Well, yeah, if you don't go after them, they won't come to you. Well, I shouldn't say that. All you can do is do what you can, as you have things that you can review. That's what I like about Dash, is everything from Dash is cheap for the most part. And that's why with like the last one that I bought and some of the other products that I bought from them, I buy them from liquidation stores. So they're a bit cheaper that way. And they're still brand new. So, oh, well, I don't know. Sooner or later, I'm going to get in trouble for buying so many Dash products, though, because I got nowhere to put them. Yeah, but that would be cool if you could get sponsored by Kubota. Have you ever heard anything from the company that you get your battery packs from? I can't remember the name of that company, but seems like a lot of those companies are always sponsoring creators as well. Cheap is good. It is, Brian, especially since, like this one I only have still, like this one sits on the shelf as display because I've used it so much that everything sticks to it. Like it's not non-stick anymore. So that's why it sits on the shelf behind me kind of thing. I just use I only use the Dash Multi-Makers now, the one with the removable plates, instead of the small ones. They seem to hold up a little bit better so far. So, once you dance your 10K, you'll be getting dance. Looking for you to teach them. No. I can see them contacting me to say, hey, what are you doing? Let us help you. Because there definitely won't be the other way around, Pete. Blue Eddy, yeah, that's the company. Working on it next. Definitely. Everyone's laughing about. Never should have got into this thing. I'll kicking myself to ever agreeing to the 10K dance challenge. If anyone doesn't know what it is, there's a few of us in a group that have already committed to, dancing on video once our channel reaches 10,000 subscribers. And, at the moment, I'm not too worried about it because looking at my analytics, it's going to be another 3 years before we get there. So I'm not too worried about it, but it's one of those things where all it takes is 1 or 2 videos and then all of a sudden you're over 10,000. And then I'm going to have to suck it up and commit to this whole challenge thing. So better get practicing. Yeah. I don't know. There's probably not any amount of practicing that I could do that's going to make it any better, Paula, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Cool. Okay, well, we're actually almost 15 minutes overtime, but it's been a good chat tonight. Thanks for everyone coming by, hanging out. We've got our next video for the Will It Chaffle series lined up now. So we'll that one will definitely be good. Yeah, Kendra's excited. She doesn't have to worry about it because she loves to dance and she's already at 25,000 subscribers. So yeah. Yep, definitely fun live stream. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for coming by, Brian. I will see you Sunday night probably over at Anita's. It's been good to see everyone tonight. Like I say, we'll try and live stream every week, but it may not happen during the summer. Yeah, because I always enjoy these conversations, and me and Kendra and I'll have to get back for another live conversation pretty soon to come up with an actual topic that we can talk about for an hour. So that's about it. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:00 p.m. Eastern, we'll start over at Kendra's channel for a couple of premieres, and then my weekly Chaffle video will come out at 8 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. And we'll go from there. And that's it for tonight. Keep on thriving, my friends.